At some point when we start adulting, life stops feeling stressful and starts feeling flat. Not painful, not bad, just empty. And what's confusing is, on paper, everything is fine. We have a job, food on the table, if we're lucky, some friends and family. But there's always a part of us thinking the same question. Is this it? And the weird part is, it's not burnout, and it's not because you're ungrateful or lazy. It's because something we had as kids disappeared when we grew up. And once you see it, this whole "is this it" feeling makes a lot more sense. And it changes how you think about fixing it. We tell ourselves we're so busy and stressed, and that's the problem with adulting, but that doesn't make any sense because as kids we were stressed too, trying to get good grades and get into a good school. Life was hard, but it definitely wasn't empty. So it has to be something else. Let's take a look. See, when we're young... No, wait, skip ahead. Too far. Okay, this works, I guess. See, when we're young, life is exciting. Now, it didn't always feel that way. We had no freedom and all the stress in the world to do well in school. Oh, and you have to make friends, embarrass yourself in front of your crush, and build enough street creds to find a date for the prom, otherwise you're taking your cousin. If you were popular in high school, don't talk to me. Just kidding. This is for everyone. Life wasn't easy, but it definitely wasn't empty. Fast forward to adulthood and we're way more mature now, which is awesome because we can take care of ourselves, we're more sure of ourselves, we have friends we actually care about. Wait, but then why are we always doom scrolling for hours? We know it's not good to do and that we should be living in the moment, but man, the algorithm is just too good. But the thing is, if I didn't scroll, I'd just do more of the same. More work, another night making pasta, another load of washing my bed sheets. So scrolling isn't the problem. How often do y'all wash your bed sheets, by the way? Apparently nobody's answer is enough. Scrolling is an interruption to the routine. We see funny skits and people living abroad, and it's inspiring. And it's new, it's fresh, unlike your bed sheets. Now, don't get me wrong, routine is great. Without it, we wouldn't eat or work out, and a lot of us wouldn't get any work done, which is kind of important for keeping our jobs. I love routine. It keeps me grounded and consistent, but like an air fried sandwich, it has a bad side. Because when every week looks the same, it stops being grounding and starts being boring. It kills newness, and without newness, there's not much excitement either. So we try to stuff down the boredom with drinks, Friday night craziness, or trying to keep busy with errands. But if routine is essential to adulting, how can we interrupt it for newness? One thing I've noticed is the times that I felt most alive and excited as an adult are when I had Tuesday or Wednesday night plans, like a comedy show after work or a spontaneous pop-up in the city. Weekday plans always interrupt the routine. Now these plans take effort, mostly mental effort, because after a long day at work, I'm ready to skip to the couch and chill. But our brains are so conditioned to have 5 days of work and then 2 days of fun. Mixing that up, my brain feels confused because weekday plans don't exactly align with my goals of grinding hard for a promo, but my soul feels full because I know I'm trying to do new things to feel more happy and in the moment. But as adults, we try new stuff all the time. New clothes, new restaurants, new hairstyles. Thank God for mine. And that feels good when it happens, but it wears off pretty quickly. Before you know it, you're back in the kitchen meal prepping again. So are we trapped with this emptiness with only short-term relief using routine interruptions? What else is there? Here's the missing piece. See, when we were young, new things were always happening, even at the most boring times, which ironically for me was summer because I chose SpongeBob on the couch over summer camp. Life still didn't feel empty because I always had something to look forward to. My first day of high school, getting past puberty, my first girlfriend. Even though I didn't see it yet, the anticipation was there. The future was so unclear and foggy that I always had hope it would be bright, that even though my life was boring now, in the future it would be awesome. Right? We all had awesome dreams. Maybe delusional, but when you're a kid, you're supposed to dream. Now, there's no foggy future. Actually, we can see the future way too clearly. 40 more years of this? Work, eat, sleep, repeat, maybe a Europe trip, a wedding if we're lucky, but otherwise, work until retirement and then... Sorry, I didn't mean to get existential, but that's the problem right there. There's no anticipation. We've seen what real life is like, and it's not awesome by default. Actually, it's pretty mid sometimes. So are we stuck like this? We can't exactly quit our jobs and travel, although many of us would like to. How can we bring back the anticipation if we're already living in the future? I didn't have an answer for this when I first moved to New York. All I know is I missed the optimism of being a kid, so I tried to bring it back in small ways, starting with a Spider-Man themed birthday party. Before before you ask, no one got me a web shooter. I know, right? And then I helped to organize a school type field day with a lot of people. And it was such a hit that we did it again the next year. Those 2 days were some of my favorite days of my 20s. But what was even more awesome were the late night planning sessions when we picked out the games and made teams. It felt like group projects from high school. The good ones where you go to someone's house, eat all their food, and talk about life until late at night. Except my friends had no snacks. The weeks leading up to it, I felt so alive and full. I mean, the logistics and the balloons stressed me out, but in a good way because this actually mattered to me. And the stress didn't compare to the excitement I felt, a type of excitement that I didn't think I could feel as an adult. I used to think when I'm grown up, I'm gonna save the world and skydive in China, because when we're younger, you're told that you can do anything when you're grown up, when you have your own freedom and money, which is why we want to grow up so fast. But once we get here, we forget that. Maybe we can still choose our future, not when I'm grown up, but by next October, I want to be the guy who hosts the best dinner parties or skydives in China. We can make that happen. We're so busy keeping the rent paid and the apartment clean that we forget we can reinvent any and every aspect of our lives if we wanted to. Time is limited, but we have freedom and money, at least more than we had as kids. And if we could dream of a better, brighter, awesome future back then, we can definitely do that now. Where most of us get stuck is the action. How am I going to be a project manager in big tech, but also do good things for the local community? How am I going to get people to come ski with me in France? I don't even know how to ski. How am I going to plan a whole dang field day with 100 people? Yeah, I know it's scary and it's a lot of work, but you know what? It's also new and exciting. And if it's something you actually want to do, it's going to be really fun making it happen. And because it's stressful and it might take some planning and you might be way in over your head, it's going to build anticipation. While you're in that zone, life won't be empty and it'll be really exciting the whole time before it. And I can say that because I've been there. Making these videos over the last year, I felt more full than ever. Life feels exciting again. And I talk about this stuff all the time. So if this resonates, do subscribe and come back anytime. For me, the future is unclear again. The windshield is a bit foggier. I could be an engineer living in New York for the next 20 years, going to the same bars, hosting the same field days, or not. Part of me thinks I'm just lost. But honestly, the uncertainty is new and exciting. So I'll take the foggy windshield. So here's what I recommend to you guys if adulting feels flat. It's not about blowing up your life, just giving you something to look forward to. First, interrupt your routine on purpose. Not every day, just once a month, do something that breaks the pattern. And second, always have something that you're building towards, something you actually want to do, something that means something to you. Newness keeps life interesting and the anticipation makes the normal days more exciting. Just take the first step towards both of these. Don't put any money down, just one step. Look up that flight or that training lesson or ask a friend about it and just see how you feel. Are you excited? If you are, then let it ride, baby. Latch onto that feeling and don't let go. Let me know what you think is holding you back from living your most exciting adult life. I'm still figuring it out too, but I want to help where I can. And if you feel like adulting is rough right now, mostly because of your job, check out my video on what everyone gets wrong about loving their job and what actually makes you enjoy work. That's it, guys. Bye.